My next guest picked up another big win this past weekend at UFC 272. Of course, it's Dustin Jacoby back here on the program. Dustin, how are you, sir?
I'm doing well, man. Thanks for having me once again and recapping the victory.
You just like coming on here because we talk about golf, which we'll do later in the interview. But no, it's always good catching up with you, man. What a win that was. I didn't know you had this injury. Kind of talk a little bit more about that, about overcoming adversity and getting the win.
Yeah, so after my last fight against John Allen in November, I had thrown a lot of kicks and my ankles were feeling a little bit weak. So going into this camp, I just kept having issues with my ankles. And then I don't know if it's a tendon in my left foot. I'm going to have to get an MRI. It got damaged about 5-6 weeks ago. I couldn't walk for a few days. And, for the first time ever in my 12-year professional career, I had to contemplate pulling out of a fight. And I didn't talk about it. Heck, I didn't even talk about it with my wife. I didn't say much about it. I kind of kept it quiet. But, when you're doing your live goes in practice and you can't quite get through them. And, I wasn't able to do any kind of cardio, run, or jump rope, which are a couple tools that I really use in preparation. I just wasn't able to do that. So I knew I was limited, but when I said yes, that wasn't going to be an excuse. I knew I had to go in there and get the job done. I knew I was capable of getting it done with limited weapons, and that's what I did.
How much did the game plan change because of the injury? Was there any alterations, or was it just like, hey, I'm just going to, hopefully the adrenaline takes over?
Yeah, hopefully the adrenaline takes over. It was one of those things where, look, I know I'm limited, but go in there and let them rip if they're there. And actually, like 20 seconds in, I threw a good body kick that hit my foot wrong. And I'm like, oh, man, I told it right then and there. I was like, look, no more kicks. I just had to go in there and get it done, man. And I knew I had enough weapons all around. And I knew my opponent was primarily a boxer. And he was very good, man. He had excellent head movement. I'm going to take that away from him because what I mean by that is I'm going to work on my head movement going forward because, like I told Coach after round one, he comes in, he's like, all right, well, what's going on? What are you seeing? I'm like, dude, he's not there. Like he's here 1 second, the next second he's gone. Like he has really good head movement and he was hard to find. So hats off to him.
Anything about him surprise you in the fight?
No, nothing surprised me. I knew he was tough. I knew he was durable. In fact, one of my other cornermen, Randy Caruso, a couple days before the fight, I said, Randy, how do I lose this fight? And he's like, listen, my biggest fear is you catch this guy early. And you blow your wad trying to finish him because this guy's a freaking zombie. He doesn't go away, and he wins a lot of fights later in the third round. Like he's around in the third round when guys go away, he's going to be there. So nothing surprised me. I knew he was very tough. I knew he was very durable. And sure enough, when I rocked him in that second round, and I used quite a bit of energy trying to put him away, I finally hit him with a couple elbows. And when he didn't go down, I told myself, well, here we go. We talked about this, man. Now you just got to weather the storm.
Any nerves going to the judges' scorecards? Because you never know, right? Especially, I know you've had fights where it's, you think you win and all of a sudden it's a draw, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely. And I've had fights where I thought I won for sure in glory and I didn't win. So, but I tell you what, no, I didn't. I thought that I did enough. I thought round one, and again, people are like, man, you were down round one, and that's fine. In my mind, I didn't think I was that down or anything. I knew that was just one round of a 3-round fight. And then when I caught him early in that second round, pretty much from that moment on, I thought I had done enough to win. And then when I heard 29-28 unanimous, I certainly thought I won, and I wasn't surprised when I heard Bruce Buffer call my name.
How many people hit you up after the fight saying they won money on the fight? Because I think the odds were pretty close.
Yeah, a lot of people. I tell you what, man, it's pretty cool since, DraftKings and Barstool Sportsbook and BetMGM, FanDuel, all that things have it really became popular. I came out to Vegas on fight week, and we went to the UFC PI, and there were several fighters that came up. They're like, Dustin, keep winning me money, man. I keep betting on you. You've been my good luck charm here lately. I'm like, hey, man, that's awesome. So that's really cool to hear that. And, of course, in my DMs on Instagram, there was probably, heck, I don't know, over 90 different people showing me their parlay slip or their best slip. So that's pretty cool, man, winning people money.
I don't know if you're aware of this. So I do a betting show every week with James Krause. You were actually the recommended bet. He said, bet on Jacoby. I don't know how he loses this. I don't know why he's being underrated here. Did you know that going in?
Yeah, no, I did. I'm good buddies with Kraus, and of course, I see his stuff. I follow his bets as well, and we're in another little group chat that he's always coming in with his picks. So, and Kraus is very knowledgeable. I respect the guy's opinion, but yeah, man, he's been backing me pretty hard here this run, and hey, man, anytime Vegas has me favored, that's always good. And then a mind like James Kraus, when he thinks that you're the pick of the week, that's always a plus as well.
So the big news, of course, other than getting the win and nice winning streak you've got going here, is that you're going to be golfing in the Barstool Tournament next month, man. How you feeling about that? Because it looked like you didn't take much damage. I know you got to check out the foot and all that, but how are things looking going into that?
Yeah, things are looking good again, man. After the fight, I feel, considering the injuries I had going in, I feel really good. I feel, I didn't take any more damage to my ankles, to my left tendon, and my foot. So I feel good, man. I'm moving around well. Of course, I still have to rehab and take care of things. I did, this first knuckle on my left hand. I don't know if it's slightly broke, what the case may be. I got an x-ray yesterday. I'll find out a little bit more here when I get back to the PI. But I think, a month from now, it's going to be okay. Just got to continue rehabbing, taking care of myself. I'm so looking forward to that, man. I've never been to Nashville, and B, it's the Barstool Classic, the second one. I hope everything goes well for my partner. You have to be on your A game and play some good golf to be able to win that thing. So, hopefully we get it done.
Is that something you have to clear with the UFC, even though it's not physical, or do you just, I guess it doesn't matter because it's golf, right? It's not like you're punching anyone in the face.
Yeah, exactly. It doesn't matter at all, man. I mean, go out there and do your thing. I think the UFC would be happy to have me win it, or have my partner and I do well. So, again, hopefully we're gonna go in there, and hopefully we can play our best golf.
Who are you golfing with, if you don't mind mentioning?
It's a good buddy of mine, Robert Bell, just back in Denver. I enter at a 7 handicap. He's like a 4 handicap, so he's slightly better than me. But the whole thing's handicap. So, and it's team best ball. So, in fact, last year we played in it, and we're nervous. It's on the very first tee, and my partner hits 2 OB, and this is real golf rules. So,
Yeah.
I mean, he's pretty much out, and I'm like, well, now what? He's like, well, now what? You gotta finish this hole and do well.
The pressure's on, yeah.
Yeah, the pressure was on, man. But it's you take your best team score. So say I get a par and he gets a double bogey or whatever. We take the par and we move on. So there is a little bit of pressure, but on that first tee box when he hit 2 OB, I'm like, dude, I'm on your coattail. I'm on your back this year. What the heck? So, but yeah, man, it's I can't wait. It's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, we got to do an interview before that happens because I'm curious, like the preparation. We should do like a golf style interview, kind of going into that one. That would be a lot of fun. How many times have you golfed since the fight? I was curious. Have you been out at all since the fight?
Oh, man, I haven't played golf on a golf course once this year. This
really?
is
Okay.
mind-blowing. In Colorado, it's been nothing but snow. We when I was out here last week, it was Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, a fight week. All the snow had melted off back in Denver. It was like 70 plus degrees. I'm like, awesome. I'm gonna be able to get around it when I get home. Then on fight day, this past weekend, it dumped like another foot of snow. And as I flew here this week, I'm in Vegas again with Cody Brundage this week. We got even more snow. So it was like -7 this morning. This is the first time since I've lived in Colorado here the past 8 years that I have not got to play golf in January, February, March yet. So I can't wait for the weather to clear up, man. I'm fiending.
I don't know if we talked last time when I had got out. I played once this year, and it was just maybe like a month ago, a couple weeks ago. It was so cold in the morning that there's a frost delay. So our tee time was at like 7 in the morning. So we had to wait till like, I think almost 8:39. So we went to the range, obviously, but that's the first time that's ever happened to me where you have like frost. Is that something that you encounter a lot in Colorado?
Yeah, oh yeah, we have that often, especially early season, late season. You got an 8 a.m. tee time, 7:30, whatever the case may be. Yeah, you're going to be waiting 30, 45 minutes, sometimes an hour for that frost to wear off.
When are you looking to get back in there? Because again, you got this golf thing coming up, so I imagine you want to get that done. Are you kind of looking at the summer, or when would be like an ideal time to get back in there?
Yeah, I think the summer. I asked for International Fight Week, July 2nd. I think that would be really cool. That gives me here the next 8 weeks. I'll be in and out of the gym. We got a wedding we're going to in Miami next week, and then I'm back in Vegas for buddy's bachelor party. And I'm in a wedding early April, and then Barstool Classic the end of April. So I'll be in and out of the gym, and of course rehabbing and getting healthy myself. But I think July timeframe would be perfect to give me all of May and June to really get after and hit the grindstone and have a nice 8-10 week camp and be ready to go.
Any opponents in mind? I know we always talk about this, but like a ranked opponent, because I think, man, you haven't lost, right? Like, so it just seems like that would be what's next. But what are you thinking about?
Well, yeah, I don't know if you saw it. I'm number 15. I climbed into the rankings.
I didn't see that. Congrats, man. That's awesome.
And I'm ranked number 15. It's officially up on the UFC website. They came out a couple days ago, and I had so many family and friends, shoot me a text and congratulate me, and that felt really good. Guys that have been there since the very beginning, very proud, and I'm certainly proud as well. So, but yeah, I'm wanting to get Ryan Spann. I think that would be a great fight. Another big guy and a guy who's ranked ahead of me, and that's my goal, to continue climbing the rankings. Hopefully, get into the top 10 by the end of this year. I'd like to fight 2 more times this year. Health permitting, God willing, health permitting. If that works out, and I think I do that, and I'm successful, I'll be in the top 10.
Style-wise, how would you look at that fight with Spann? I mean, you guys are both, ready to throw some leather. So I think style-wise, just 2 strikers, whoever strikes first, right?
Yeah, what I think is really cool about the entire light heavyweight division up towards the top is it's a bunch of guys that like to throw down. There's not any one guy that has a strategy of coming in and taking you down and just wrestling you the whole time and trying to get you out that way. So a lot of interesting matchups in the top 15, a lot of interesting matchups in the top 10. And like I said, a lot of guys like to throw down. So Ryan Spann's one of them. So I think that'd be a great opportunity and a great fight for the fans. And hopefully we can get a fight on like a main card or maybe a featured prelim spot. I don't know. I feel like I've been the first fight so many times now. I think I'm due to move up on the card a little bit.
I'm going to throw another name out here, and it doesn't make any sense right now, but I'm just thinking down the line, is this something that would interest you at all? Karl Roberson, who's fighting this weekend, you fought him in kickboxing. Is that a fight you'd ever want in MMA? Because he's now a mainstay at 205. He's left the 85 division.
Yeah, he is at 205. You know what, James? I'm just one of the guys ahead of me at this point. I really don't want to take any steps backwards. And, I'm pulling for Karl this weekend. And, of course, I just said it in a post. Anybody that I fought in my career, whether I beat them or they beat me, I'm always cheering for them. I always wish them the best. So, yeah, if he works his way up there, and of course I'm not opposed, and I like Karl. We've been in touch via social media, and he's now training with James Krause. So that's pretty cool too. And he actually reached out, wanted to come out to Factory X before going to see James Krause. So I mean, he's always welcome, and again, another tough guy, and mad respect to him. And whatever the future holds, we'll see.
Always appreciate the time, Dustin. Well, I guess we'll be seeing you this weekend in the corner of Cody Brundage at the time of recording this. If there's anyone, though, you want to thank, sponsors, social media, you name it, I'll give you the last word.
Yeah, you can find me at the Hanyak DJ on Instagram, Twitter. I definitely want to thank my team at Factory X, at Landau Performance, and my management company, Iridium Sports Agency. Those guys are the absolute best. Those 3 groups right there, I couldn't do any of this without them. They've helped me so much in my career, and especially the last couple of years have been great for me. El Bandito Yankee Tequila, a new tequila company that's coming out, a big sponsor of mine. So I appreciate those guys. The Marshall Rogan Inu crypto project, man, I definitely want to thank them. That was a huge sponsor. People don't realize, what they give to the fighters, and they definitely took care of me. And years down the road, I'm a huge crypto advocate. I think that sponsor is going to be 10 times what it is right now. So very thankful to them. And yeah, man, I think that's it. And like you said, Cody fights this weekend, so we're gonna go in there and get it done again. And he's another guy. I love Cody, good friend of mine, and I credit a lot of my success here recently to him. Training with him in the training room, and I think Cody's the guy. Once he gets that first win, man, he's gonna take off as well. So I'm excited for his opportunity this weekend.